Carolina, and before that, I lived in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, okay. So, I lived in Charlotte for like 11 years. So I was I was pretty close to you.
Oh yeah. I've been to Charlotte.
Yeah, yeah. I'm about to move back there this year, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I live out just outside Atlanta.
Okay, all right. So you're going back. And what I heard in the videos you were talking about, you're going back to Charlotte, right? You're gonna be moving from Atlanta, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What made you want to do that? Just you tired of Atlanta and want to go back home?
Well, I moved there. I was just looking for more opportunities, really. You know, but just wasn't what I thought it would be. That's all. You know,
Mm.
I mean, this is like the entertainment capital outside of
Yeah.
LA. You know, so I don't want to be an entertainer. So,
Yeah.
plus, where I
I hear
came,
you.
and where I came from in Charlotte, I was a well-known guy.
Mm.
So, you know, coming here, I don't know anybody out here. I mean, I got a couple relatives, but I don't rock with them like that. You know?
I hear you. I hear you. I mean, for me out here, it's really just me and my sister and my stepdad's out here. My sister's in Hartford, Connecticut, and like I
Okay.
told you, I'm in Rhode Island, and I don't even see her that much because I work for an insurance company in Rhode Island, and she's doing her bartending stuff. So sometimes it gets real hard to keep in touch with the fam.
So what made you move out there? Rhode Island.
I know, man. I know. It's fun. You know what it is, Shark Game? You know what's funny? I moved from Greenville, South Carolina to Greenville, Rhode Island. So the reason for that is my mom's job. Before she was like head of the hospital, she was like a director. And that's why we were in Knoxville, Tennessee, and then Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And then she got a real good position up here making good money. So we left South Carolina and went up to Rhode Island. That was a shock, man. When I when I came up there, it was
Culture
like,
shock, right? The culture shock, right?
it definitely is. It definitely is, man. I was like, I came up here, and at the time I still had my southern accent. See that's gone after you've been up north for 5 6 years. Your accent's gone. But I came up there, y'all this, y'all that. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I had a friend. Well, I think she might still live up there. What's the capital of Rhode Island?
Providence.
Providence. Yeah, yeah. I
Yep.
think she last I checked, she owned a restaurant up there, and
Mm.
she was telling me about all the problems she was having. Because she's a chef,
Okay.
and
All right. All right.
I lost contact with her over the past 10 years. But she was telling me how there's so much red tape in trying to get her restaurant going and everything.
Mm. It's hard. Sharky, I'm telling you, it's hard because the way everything is priced up here, it's real high, real high, and if you're not making some decent money up here, you're gonna be struggling. You know what I mean? Like down south, stuff's is a little cheaper. You know what I mean? So isn't the cost of
Yeah,
living and everything else. You come up here, it's pretty sky high. So you really gotta, like you always say, you
yeah,
gotta be a shake and a move out here. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna, you ain't gonna
yeah.
make
So
it.
how'd you get into the insurance business? How'd that pop off?
All right, so let's we can definitely get into that. So it sort of has to tie into like the advice that you give us in the videos that like I really took for granted, embedded in my life. But basically, I was working as a nursing assistant. I was doing that for like 4 or 5 years, and I was dating my ex, and we had a real bad falling out, and I had some money tied up with her and some other things. Long story short, and she took everything, so I was real down on my luck and things. I was really out of it and stuff, and I started going through YouTube, and that's when I found your video. Okay, so I
What
started watching your video,
what
huh?
Hey, what video was it? I'm just curious. You remember?
Yes. To be honest with you,
That was a
I
long
don't
time
remember
ago.
Yeah, I watch so many of your videos, man. Like I just religiously. But one of what it was pertaining to is getting your finances up. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Like
gotcha, gotcha.
if you don't have your money, like you've done a lot of videos like that. So I
Yeah,
mean, but this is just one of the ones that like I said, stuck out to me about getting my finances and stop chasing women. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
yeah,
just like, you know what, man? Like this dude is talking that real stuff. So like, I really just cut everybody off, and I started focusing on my money. And
gotcha.
and then as I'm watching the videos, and you're stating, you need to grow as a person. If you're not out here making money and doing what you need to do, you're in last place. And I kept applying to all these jobs, man. Jobs, like I said, yeah, I was a CNA, and I'm applying to all these jobs. And I did go to college too. That's another thing. So I did go to college and stuff. So I had some school background too. It wasn't like they just just grabbed me like that. But I applied, and I got the interview. I had to go through like 6 months of working with like an agency and things like that. And I just it was hard, man, because I had to get licensed and everything. But still, I'm studying, man. I'm watching your videos and shit. Like that's why I told you, Shark Game, man. Like your videos, they help a lot of people, man. At least they help me. I know like you said, you don't like to have your horn blown or whatever. But I'm just stating the fact, man. They helped me out a lot. And yeah, man. So now I work for a corporate insurance company. 27 years old. No kids. They match on the 401k. They got a pension plan. So man, I really, you definitely really helped me with a lot of things too, along with my, motivation and just,
That's good, man. So how are you an independent insurance person, or you're like you actually work for the company directly?
I work for the company directly. I work at
Okay.
the corporate building.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, I work in the office and stuff. So, and there's other, like I said, I want to go further up in the company, but that requires also going back and finishing up, getting a bachelor's degree, and what I mean, taking the steps to move forward. But it's definitely
That's cool.
longevity,
What's the what's the
longevity.
what's the vibe like in the office? I never worked in insurance environment,
Yeah.
so what's what, yeah, what's the vibe like? How the women up in there?
All right, so here's the deal, and it's funny that you say this because if y'all didn't check one of the videos, he was talking about how you go to the job, what I'm saying, you don't count on people to be liking you and whatnot. You go there and you just do your
Wild
thing.
up in, it's wild up in them
So
offices, man.
listen, I do exactly what you said on that video, man. I come, I do my job. You know what I'm saying? When it comes around these white people stuff like that, I say, hey, hi, bye, sort of thing. There's a couple sisters in there. You know what I mean? I'm like one of the younger people, one of the younger dudes in there. So they like to do the whole flirting game sort of thing. But I don't even do it. What'd you say, man? Don't mix your honey with your money.
I'm telling you, I've never seen it pay off in the end. It just
Mm.
always ended bad with everybody.
You're right, man. I mean, they're nice in the office, though, Sharp Game. They are nice, but at the end of the day, like I'm there to get my money and leave. I'm not
Yeah.
there to be making friends. They do offer to go out for drinks and stuff like that. They offer me. I did decline. You know what I'm saying? And then one of the guys in the other cubicle over there, he caught me. He said, "Hey," he said, Aaron, we come out, the other night. Everyone was going out and stuff. And I said, listen, man, it's nothing against you guys, but, I really like to keep my work and my personal life separate. I find when you mix the two, that's when there's some trouble.
We can go to lunch
Mhm.
together. But we ain't hanging out with no alcohol.
Can't do it. Definitely can't do that, man. You definitely can't do that. Oh man, definitely, man. Well, what I was gonna ask you, too, Shark Game, as we just going along, we just ask each other, questions and whatnot, however you wanna do it since we're going. So
Yeah.
let me ask you, when exactly did you start like the whole YouTube? I know you've been doing it for 2 years, but like, what made you want to start? Was there something in your life that happened where you're like, hey, I need to get out here and give some advice?
shit, I got tired of being broke. That's tired of being broke. No, you have to understand. This is my fourth channel. I came on YouTube before Google bought them out. So this is like 2007.
Wow.
When I came on YouTube. Yeah, I came on YouTube when YouTube was just YouTube. It wasn't no Google attached to it.
Wow, man.
So I got tired of like not having enough money. That's why I came on YouTube. Really. But when I came on, I was just talking about just getting clients, getting leads. I was just educating people about some of the problems I was having at the time, because I was early 2004. I got into direct sales.
Okay.
And you know, there was this company called YTB that came out in the late 90s.
Okay.
It's like a travel agency, right? Maybe you heard of it.
I think I have. I'm trying. That sounds familiar. That does sound familiar.
Yeah, yeah. What happened is they don't teach you how to promote. So I had to learn that on my own. So what happened is I think I did a couple videos explaining some of the problems I was having.
Yeah, you did.
And I got connected with this chick out in LA that saw one of my videos, and she taught me everything I needed to know. And I went to a conference out there, and then I started I kind of changed my channel. I kind of revamped my channel. Then I started educating people about some of the problems I was having, and it took off from there. So that was my first channel. And then Google bought YouTube out. My channel was deleted. They deleted all my videos. So
wow.
So I waited for like, I don't know, maybe a year or two. Then I started another channel, same concepts, just talking about marketing, but I went a little deeper, talking about the psychology of how to promote yourself, whether it's a job, side business, whatever, and the dating thing took off because when I used to go to these conferences, like on the East Coast and West Coast, the relationship thing, it was always like a problem. It's like there was always a lot of red tape. Every time I tried to do something, I just kept running into the same problems or whatever. Right. So I figured like this at the time. This is like 10 years ago.
Okay.
If I can get the relationship thing taken care of, if I can have more skills, the money will take care of itself. That's how I was looking at it at the time. Right. So that's why I always say, if you become a better person, I don't know how many doors is going to open for you, but there's going to be more doors open. I don't guarantee anything. I mean, I can't guarantee anything for myself, but all I know is, for me personally, the more I become better man, better person, things just seem to be much easier,
Right, definitely. And one of the things that like two things I wanted to say that you do mention in your videos, and they definitely stuck out to me. One being when you, and this is, I've told some of my friends this too as well, how that most people that you meet on an everyday basis, they don't give a shit. So what you should do is stop expecting things from people. And I started doing that sharp game. Like when people would tell me stuff, it's not like I'm like, oh, I don't believe anything. It's just like I don't expect it, because then at the end of the day, I'll never be disappointed. That was a really good lesson too that you had that you said as well. I really like that. Don't expect anything from people, because most times they let you down.
Look, people aren't obligated to do anything for you. I mean, it's like, if they do, be grateful, but don't expect them to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like they're not obligated to do anything for you.
Right.
And most people, they're still trying to figure out their own shit. So
yeah,
that's just what it is.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Really.
That's a good one. And the other thing, because I mean, like I said, man, I watch all your videos, so I could go through all your videos. But another thing that you said too, that I think like a lot of younger the younger guys like myself, not even guys, women as well too, where you don't need to be, if you broke and you have no money, you don't need to be having sex. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't afford the outcome of it. That was real. That was real. That was real strong, man. I mean, that's.
Look, if your money ain't right, you shouldn't be in a relationship. What for?
It's true. Yeah. I
mean, women make this mistake all the time. A lot of women feel like they're the prize because they got a vagina between their legs.
Right.
What?
Right.
No.
It's true.
You got to get your life in order first. Then you look to get in a relationship. But we put the cattle before the horse. No. I mean, your money ain't right. Most of your time should be consumed getting your money right.
True.
That's it. I'm not saying you shouldn't have sex, but don't get in no relationship.
Yeah. Well, even that though, but even the sex part though, you know what it is that sort of goes with it as well. Because if you're just focusing on sex, like you even said, when you just focus on sex all the time, you're missing out on everything in life. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna set up for failure. Whereas if you get your money right, you win by default.
Yeah. So, and if you have sex, there's always a chance the woman could get pregnant. And condoms and pills, and it ain't 100%.
Nope.
So, like a lot of dudes, girl get pregnant, then they be like, "Oh, what we gonna do?" What do you mean? What you gonna do? You should have thought about that ahead of time.
Right.
People don't think; they just be doing some shit, and when something happen, they're not prepared for it because their money ain't right.
Exactly.
And then a lot of times, a lot of guys, they be hanging with women that they don't necessarily like or care about. Mm-hmm. That's a big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least you should care about her. At least you don't gotta be wifey material. God damn. But at least you shouldn't. You shouldn't dislike the woman. I mean, that's just crazy.
Yeah, no, that's that's crazy. One of my things was, Sharp Gang, that I was finding myself before, like, I got myself together, and maybe it was because, like I said, I'm getting, I'm 27. You know what I'm saying? I'm not old, but I'm getting up, getting close to 30. And I'm noticing that a lot of women that like I was dating or just having a good time with before, they all had kids, and like it's like I wasn't looking for those type of women, but those type of women were like being attracted to me. And like you said, when you're a shaker and a mover, you got your stuff together. They gonna, you know what I mean? So it was like I was running into that a lot, man. And that was, I had to.
They don't have nothing to lose. They got 2 kids. They got 1 kid, 2 kids. What do they have to lose?
One had 3.
Think about it. What do they have to lose?
It's true.
Really? Even if you're a scumbag, they still don't got nothing to lose because they got baggage.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't no telling how many guys they've been with.
Oh. Loads of guys. But you know what it is too, Shark Game? Is like I realized too that, one of my problems is that I wasn't requiring anything with women. All I required was a fat ass and a pretty face. You know what I'm saying? Once I cut that out of the equation and you had to be bringing something to the table so we can try to build something, you sort of, you cut out those type of women, like you say, by default. Because like if you come in with hella kids and, or you're just a bad chick, or whatever, and you're coming to the table. Once, like, now I'm to the point where, like, that stuff doesn't move me anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of your other videos you did, this was I think this might have been like a month ago or something like that. You were talking about how, when women, need to get into shape and things like that. My neighbor that lives downstairs from me, where, she really likes me and whatnot. And we were, she asked me, she said, what can I do? And I was so real with her. I said, listen, yeah, I have a mental attraction to you, but the physical part, you know what I'm saying? It's not there now. So you tell me, Sharp Game, how she's been in the gym 7 days a week, getting herself right, man. You know what I mean? She works for a doctor's office and everything. Like, some women, and most women won't do that. When you tell them, hey, I'm not, you need to lose some weight or whatever, they're like, oh, well, forget about you. You know what I'm saying? Someone, like you say, someone else will take me. You know what I mean? But this girl, like, you know what I'm saying? She was real, like, you know what? I'm going to get right. I'm going to do this. And you know what I'm saying? We're going to build. Because, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, that showed me, like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, this chick appreciates her value along with mine. And I could build with something like this potentially. So,
yeah,
you know,
sometimes a lot of women don't have no incentive to change.
Mm-hmm.
Really? I mean, what for? I mean, the system backed them up. And there's always some guy that's willing to lay down with her regardless of how she looked.
Mm-hmm.
So why should most women change? They can, today they can go sleep with as many guys as they want. And then you got guys that got Russell Wilson types will come and wipe her up.
Yeah. It's true though.
I mean, I like Russell Wilson. Nothing against him.
Nah.
I'm guys of his character.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A good guy, but I'm just saying, it's like that didn't happen 20, 30 years ago like that. I mean,
you're right.
When I was growing up, there were two types of women. A woman of, wifey material, or you an unfit woman. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There wasn't no damn girlfriend or no side chick.
No.
That's just stuff that people make. They come up with stuff just to justify why they doing what they doing. That's it.
Yeah.
Either you wifey material or you're unfit. That's it.
Yep.
That's just what it is.
Hey, I hear you, and you're right though when you were saying before that you'll be lucky to get a good 10 to 15 years out of somebody. I believe what you were saying one of your videos, like you should be lucky to get a good 10 to 15.
Longevity in a relationship.
Yeah.
If you get a good 10, 15 years, you should be happy with that. Today, if you get 10, 15 years, you should be happy with that. I mean, I think for a guy to get married today and let's say the guy, let's say he's in the late 20s or 30. Okay. And if a guy gets married today and say, hey, you can plan to be together forever. Mm-hmm. The reality is, if he thinks he's going to be with this woman for 30, 40 years, you're a fool, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, you shouldn't be surprised if when the kids grow up, if y'all have kids, if the kids grow up, assuming y'all have kids, if the kids grow up, become teenagers, go to college or whatever they decide to do, and move out, you shouldn't be surprised if she comes to you with some papers and say, hey, I want a divorce. Why? You shouldn't. A lot of guys, I don't know, man. A lot of guys get caught off guard, or they just not paying attention, or I don't know what it is, but I know guys like that. I know guys that been with women for like 15, 20 years, and when the woman wanted a divorce, they were so shocked. I'm like, why are you so shocked? Y'all don't do shit together. Mm-hmm. I mean, y'all. Mm-hmm. I barely stay in the same bed together.
And you said that too. You said that too, Shark Gang. Don't be surprised if you're married and your woman steps out. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got to be able to handle that.
That's yeah. I wouldn't be surprised either, and I wouldn't be shocked. And you know what? I'm not saying that. I also went to say that I don't think guys should automatically want to get a divorce. You know, it really depends on the situation. You know, and a lot of times you don't own nobody. You don't own her. I mean, guys are crazy. You know, and some women are crazy too. They act like they own the person that they're with. Like, you know, this you're mine. Like, no, I'm not. It's just that way of thinking is just crazy. You know? But I say it really depends on the situation. Depends on your relationship too. Because you know, every marriage, every relationship is not the same. You know, some people have their own way of functioning, their own type of relationship, you know? And that's why I don't, when I see couples together, I don't assume that their relationship is just like mine. I don't assume that it's the traditional relationship. They might have an open relationship. I don't know. You know, this is why when I see, if I'm out and about and if I see somebody laid up, someone cuddled up with another man or woman, I don't run my mouth and go tell, because I don't really know what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? That's why I keep my mouth closed, because I really don't know what's going on in nobody else's relationship. I'm not an expert at other people's relationship. I'm an expert at my relationships. You know? I mean, of course, I can always give people advice. You know, I can tell you what I did. I can tell you what the people around me did. You know?
Yeah. That's my definitely. Definitely. Okay, yeah, because a lot of people they definitely have some interesting relationships going on as far as like swingers and things like that, or you know what I mean, open relationships. So it's really hard to say. I mean, I don't judge anybody on how they're, you know, they want to live their life. Like you said, I really just I just focus on myself. You know, I mean, that's not me. You're not going to see me in an open relationship. You know, I'm not. You know.
No, I don't think. I could not do that.
Nah.
My wife's.
Would you want your
my girl? Not just because of another guy being with her. Not just because of that. It's just because you know, today, I'm kind of like, you know, I don't really know these other people. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know what intent they have. You know, so, I don't know. You might be trying to plot and scheme, try to get me. I don't know.
Yeah, that's you gotta be careful.
That's why it's very dangerous when a woman cheats. If a woman sneaks out behind her husband's back, because you know, a lot of women, we know they don't pick well. You know, and you don't really know the intentions that these the other guy have. You know, I mean, she's getting what she's getting sexually, but I don't know about that other guy. I don't know him. I don't know where he's from. I don't know how he get down. I don't know anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say sneaking around and cheating. That's not good, man. You know?
No,
it's not.
So, no, that's not good.
You're better off. I'd rather a woman just come to me and say, hey, you know, I slept with this guy, whatever. Okay, cool. That way I know what to do. That way I know how to handle it. I'm not gonna like it, but that way I know how to handle it. But if you're sneaking around and I'm out and about in my town, you know, just doing my regular thing, and some guy approaches me one day, I'm like, yo, what the you know
what's going on here? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't I just don't. I wouldn't respect something like that if that was to happen.
Mm. No, I hear you. No, I definitely understand. You know,
Yeah.
like you said though, if it's like that, well, what you say, open door policy, man. You know.
Yeah, yeah. You never. Yeah, I don't. I
Yeah.
have open door policy, man. I don't. No one. Well, no woman is stuck around me. That means nobody, just in general, man or woman.
Mm.
No one. If someone doesn't want to be around me, hey, man, if you gotta go, take care. I wish you the best. I don't believe in like. I don't want people to be around me because they're forced to, or they feel guilty, or whatever the case is. I mean, I like people to be
Mm.
around me because they want to be around me. That's it. You know,
Yeah. I mean,
I don't believe in some guys try to manipulate the situation or put fear in a woman and all that, or threaten her. I'm like, oh man, forget all that, man. She gotta go, man. Let her go. You
Mm-hmm.
know. But hey, but here's the deal. You're not going to leave the same way you came in.
Hey, hey.
No,
I hear
no.
it.
That's the thing now. There's always some consequences. You're not gonna just take everything, or over half of what we got and
Mm.
leave, and you didn't have that. No.
That's right. Hey,
No.
that's you're not doing that. There's
So
you know what I mean. What you come in with a relation, what you come in with is what you need to leave with. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? Like you're not gonna just come through like that. Remember that's what happens to all these celebrities and NBA players and stuff like that. They marry their high school sweetheart and then they end up getting a divorce and now they're worth like $50 million or whatever. And now you know what I'm saying. Half of that whatever is going to
well,
the wife or whatever. You know what I mean? All because
a lot of
you
these
know.
dudes have a lot of these dudes don't have no game, and a lot of them are just tricks.
Mm-hmm.
That's their problem. They're just tricks, big ass tricks, really. They. I mean, the relationship was started off. It wasn't started off on anything. It had no foundation in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
So how you start a relationship is how it's gonna end. In most cases, it's like you can't start a relationship on you're buying a woman shit all the time. You're trying to buy her, and you can't transition that relationship into something else. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. No, I mean most women can't. Most women would have a hard, very difficult time with that
Yeah.
because they don't like change. They don't like change anyway.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
They like things to stay the same. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of women have very difficult time with that. I mean, just little change, they have a difficult time. So this is why I always say it's probably what if you're an average guy. Like I always say, if you're an average guy, you work a 9 to 5, you come home, look at television every day, you enjoy the holidays. You might go somewhere on the weekends or once in a while on vacation. If you're that type of guy, you're really the ideal guy in society, really. But if you're a type of guy, kind of like me, it's gonna take more than one woman. If you're an athlete, entertainer, or something like that, if you're a type of guy like that, like to travel, you're moving in a shaker. It's gonna take more than one woman. It's gonna take a village. One woman is not gonna be able. Uh, One woman, I don't think, has the mental capacity to go through all the changes and the trials and tribulation that comes with being with a guy that's above average. I
Mm.
just don't. I mean, back in the day, things were different, but
Right.
today, I just don't think the average woman can handle it. It's just too
I
much.
Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. I mean, in general, I feel like, the dating game and just, women's mindsets in general, I feel are very different. I feel like the average woman, when things, start to get wrong and things get a little bit rocky, they're not here to really stay. They're ready to jump ship at the
Yeah,
first sight. So it's hard to invest. It's like that's in bad investment. So women wonder why, why do guys, need a couple girls, or why is he cheating or whatever? Because, at the end of the day, why are you gonna invest all your time, all your energy, and all your resources into something that's not stable, that could,
yeah,
plummet at any time, you know?
yeah. Most of the time, it's not even about the sex with another woman. It's not even about that. Most of the time, a lot of guys I know, the other women are just more leverage. You know what I'm saying? If they need something done that the wife can't do, they'll be like, "Hey, tell the other woman to do it. No problem."
Mm-hmm.
That's what it be most of the time. It's just more of a leverage thing. You're like, yo, I need, like, I give you an example. I have a friend that he speaks. He's like a public speaker in front. He usually speak in front of kids mostly, but adults from time to time as well, right? And his wife would not go on the fucking stage.
Well, yes, I remember you were saying this. You were saying this in the video. Yeah, I remember this one.
Not go
Yep.
on that stage, bro. So what he had to do is get another woman to come on stage with him from time every once in a while, because she would not do it, because she was terrified, So that shit
Yeah.
happened.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like you said, Shargan, it's a whole different scene, man. Back when our parents were, younger and things like that, that staying together for, 50, 60 years, that was realistic. There wasn't as much media, as you say, and things like that. And I just feel like, it wasn't all necessary. The thing is too, like you said, and you touched on this too as well. The thing is that everybody's in that the feel good kind of mood. Back then it was more of what makes sense rather than like what feels good. Like you could have two people together that they weren't feeling each other like that or whatever, but for the kids and for what they had, you know what I'm saying, they stuck it out together. But that is far and beyond nowadays. Nowadays, no way, everything feel good kind of.
Common sense. That's what we need out
Mhm.
here. Some common sense.
Yes,
Common
sir.
sense ain't common. And back in the day, they had to make things work. There wasn't all these options like they have today. And there wasn't no damn woman's rights.
Mm-hmm.
Women were
Sure.
in, like my grandparents and my mom and my great grandparents. I think I'm like one of the few people that I know. I met my great grandparents, my grandparents, and they used to tell me at a time, I was a little kid when I met my great grandparents, and she was like 90. First time I met her, she was like 92, and she
Oh
died.
wow.
She was like 98. So I was a little kid then. But I used to talk to my grandparents at the time, and my grandmother used to tell me, she was born in, my goodness, 1913.
Mm.
My grandmother, and she just passed away last year. She was 102. So
Wow.
she used to tell me that they lived in a time where you couldn't call the police. The police was a part of it. You know, so
Wow.
like you couldn't go to the hospital.
Mm.
You had to. They had to. If they got sick, they had remedies. You know, if they had to go to the dentist, they had to go to the back of the door. That they grew up in a time like that, you know, or they had to go to the vet which was for pets, but
Yeah.
they took people too. But they had to
Hmm.
go to the back door. They couldn't go to the front door because if they went to the front door and if white folks saw black people go inside, they wouldn't come back there no more and do business with the dentist no more or the vet no more.
Wow.
So that's a different time, So it wasn't like they didn't have a choice. It was do or die. That's a different mindset compared to today. Back then, a lot of people didn't have cars like we see today. A car is really a new concept,
Yeah.
like 50 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember my dad used to tell me, he got his first car in the 70s.
Oh, wow.
And he said he was like one of the first persons to buy a car, cash.
Wow.
So there wasn't no loan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No loan. There weren't no loans. And my dad, he was a hustler. He knew how to make the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Around who we grew up around, they didn't really have it like that, But they still stuck together, because everyone can't be a chief. Somebody gotta be Indian. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So my dad just happened to be one of the movers and shakers in the community at the time. And, it's just a different time, man. Different environment. It was very segregated. And my parents grew up in South Carolina. So it's Jim Crow South.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a different time, man. Different way of thinking. Everybody knew who the enemy was. It wasn't like we're
most people put on a facade nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not like, hey, I'm looking for a diverse place to go and move and live. No, that thing didn't exist back then.
Nope, not at all.
So
not at all, man. Not at all.
It's a different. Today, what you have, man, is a facade. Today, everything is it's a facade. People are good actors. It's like today you have people that the person that's really screwing you over is hiding in plain sight.
Couldn't say it better.
In most cases.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
to be your best friend, your sister.
Huh?
I said they could, half the time it's your best friend, or you know what I mean, a cousin, or the people that are wishing, we hope you do it, wishing the best. They're really wishing the worst for you. They're hoping you trip. So that is a true statement.
Yeah. This is why you can't run your mouth too much to everybody. You can't tell everything you know. You can tell people what you can tell people what you've done after the fact. But as far as telling people what you're gonna do or what you're about to do, that's not good.
No.
Because there's always one person, I don't know how this works. There's always one person that's gonna go out of their way to sabotage what you're trying to do. I mean, I don't know how this works, it could be and they could do anything. It could be making a phone call to tell a person, hey, don't do that deal with them. Don't do that deal with this person. Or maybe y'all had a deal together. Maybe y'all had plans together, and they might renege on you at the last minute. This happens a lot, and most of the time it's going to be somebody that's close to you. You think they're down with you, but they're not really. They just they want all the shine. they want to be the man. They want to be the man and the woman. Whenever, and they want to be the woman when it's convenient for them.
Yep. Exactly. When something goes wrong, then they want to be the woman.
that type. You can't trust people like that. They're flip floppers. You can't trust people like that. You can keep them around, but you just gotta know how far to go with them.
Yeah.
You can't let them. And the only reason why only reason a flip flopper would hang around you for a long period of time is they're trying to get what they want out of you. They're trying to take control of you or whatever it is that you got. That's the only reason. That's the only reason a flip flopper would hang around you. That's the only reason.
Yep, it's true. Plotting and scheming on you. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So they'll do almost anything. Because most women they don't care about. They don't have no standards. They just every relationship they have is with every guy is different, and it just depends on who you are. And if you're a mover and a shaker, or if she look at you in a respectable guy, she's gonna upgrade herself and probably try to do anything to seek your validations. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that don't got nothing to do with standards at all.
Mm-hmm.
Really, standards should be just a part of you. That shouldn't change from person to person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely do. I mean, I always say too, you know what I mean? As far as standards go, you got to respect yourself first. You know what I'm saying? Your standards, your standards can't change, varying to the person. Like you said, you can't have, standards because this woman has this and, because this woman doesn't have this. Like your standards are set, period. That's how it is. It's for everybody. Take it or leave it. You can't be wishy-washy with it. So I definitely understand where you're coming from with that. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I was gonna say? One thing. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you ever wanted to do a video on it before, I can't remember if you touched on it another time. But since we're speaking about relationships, one thing that I was gonna say was how like when a woman first meets a man or whatever, and they're going out, how a lot of guys they put up this sort of front, you know what I'm saying? So the woman likes that. It's like it keeps them interested, that mysterious sort of aspect of it. But then, you know what I'm saying, as time goes on, they start getting comfortable around the girl. So now, they're starting to let down that whole mysterious, that sort of front that they put up. It's coming down. So the women are seeing how they really are. So then once the women see, how they really are, they're not as interested in it anymore. And that's when the guy starts panicking and getting in his feelings. That's the definition of when the guy starts getting in his feelings and, oh, what you mean you can't talk to me like that? But he wasn't like that at first. He had that like, I'll talk to you when I talk to you, you know what I mean? But now he's in his feelings, he's texting, he's calling. And I feel like, that a lot of guys go wrong there is when they start getting in the feelings, once that mysteriousness goes away. That's when, and this will tie into what you were saying, Shark Game. That's when they disengage, and then you're in your feelings going crazy. But that's when they end up going and meeting up with real dudes like me and Shark Game that keep it tight, keep shakers and movers, and ain't getting in our feelings.
No, that's what women do all the time. The average woman, that's what they do. Some guys picked up that shit from women.
Mm.
And the thing about that, when you start perpetrating, what's the intent? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to smash? Or is it a short-term thing? Or okay, but if it's a long-term thing, it's not going to go anywhere.
Mm.
So I don't understand. I don't understand people's intent when they start perpetrating the fraud and all this stuff. I don't.
Yeah,
I never
say just be
understood that.
yourself. I say be yourself. That's what I do. I don't. You know what my game is? Start game like the way that I do it. I don't go and try to throw a bunch of money at girls or try to go out and be flashy and stuff. The thing women like about me is like I can have a conversation about anything. That's why when I did CNA, all the girls and stuff in there, like anyway, I could just chop it up with them. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I can just have a good conversation with you and not have to be like, oh, I want to sleep with you. That's the only reason why I'm talking to you, because you miss out on that. Like, I just have good conversations to have good conversations. So me like talking to people and things like that. Like even talking to you, I don't get nervous. I just act myself. Take it or leave it. So all that front nonsense with women and stuff, it's not really necessary. You just got to know how to talk to them, and if they appreciate that vibe that you're bringing off, you don't even got to play. You don't even got to play that part. So
No, I mean, like, no one can beat you at being yourself. So, you know, but on the other hand, I can kind of see why a lot of men and women would fall for people perpetrating, because we live in a time where the lies are entertained more than the truth. The truth today is uncommon. It really is.
True.
They say the truth is undefeated too. That's true. But the truth is really uncommon in this society. And people look at television, and you got the reality shows, and you got the videos, and people see that if they keep looking at that long enough, or they keep listening to certain type of music long enough, people hear that and see that, and they want that after a while. Now they don't necessarily think they can get that or be like that, but they just want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? So they start to fantasize, well, hey, how do I get in those circles? How do I meet those kinds of people? And a lot of women, they mind me all over the place. They mind me drifting anyway. They
Oh,
are
definitely.
they working on emotion more than anything else. So this is why a lot of women, they fall for it, especially a lot of young girls in the 20s, because all you got to do is sell them a dream. And you don't necessarily have to sell them the dream. You can just tell her what you do, and she'll automatically start thinking about all the stuff y'all can do together. Now, women in the 30s and 40s, they know a lot of that shit ain't true.
Yeah, they're not playing that. The nice cars and all that. Nah.
Yeah, they already know that the women in the 30s know that they ain't getting the top guy. They probably gonna happen.
They're getting the scraps, the bottom of the barrel. You know what I mean? The leftovers.
Yeah, they know they're gonna get the leftovers, and a lot of them know that they're just happy to get a guy that's stable in the 30s. And a lot of these women are delusional too. That's in the 30s and 40s. They really expect. It's kind of weird. A lot of women think the older they get, they think their stock go up. No.
Value goes down like a car.
Exactly. They think that the older they get, somehow they expect to meet the good man. I'm like, what? No. You should be lucky if you meet a guy that's willing to give you the time of the day. If you got kids.
Yep.
I mean, if you're 37, 40, happy someone giving you a little bit of play. Because me, I don't deal with women with kids unless I just known her a long time. If I known her a long time, and maybe she helped me out in the past or whatever. Okay, there's always exception to the rule. But I'm not gonna, if I see a woman today and I know she got kids, I'm not gonna.
Nah.
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. I mean, she really have to blow me away. I mean,
yeah.
and consider spending time with her. But
You know what I learned, Shark Game, about with as far as single mothers go. You know what I mean? I just like from having been around them, talking to them, and dating them, like their mindset is so different, man. Like, you know, the average person, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we're happy, we're laughing, we're doing this, but so much, you know, aggression and just like, you know, is built up inside. That's why you see a lot of single mothers walking around with the, you know, what do they call that? Like the pit bull face or the mug face or whatever it is, you know, because they're just mad at life. And that was getting on to me. And I was like, whoa, I gotta get going.
Yeah, that you know, people's living situations, financially, spiritually, and sometimes medically. I mean, some people are sick. That affects people. So yeah, that, you know, that plays a big part in how people act,
Mm-hmm.
their attitude, and everything. You know.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing like you said. People with money and people that don't have, you know, that are struggling. You're not going to be as happy as you can be if you're struggling. So it's like the same thing. If you're in a bad position, you know, you got hella kids out of wedlock. You're not going to be the average happy woman. You're going to be upset for the most part. I mean, there are always exceptions to the rule, but
that's why I say you shouldn't be in a relationship if you struggle. You shouldn't be. You know, you just shouldn't. Really, you can't be the best person you're supposed to be. No. You can't. It's impossible. I mean, it's always exception to the rule, but I mean, you have to be aware of where you at and your position. You know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely hear it. And what else I was gonna say? Shark Game, your advice. I mean, like I said, I know you have the daytime bailout plan. The other site that you have going on, as far as ways to save money. Now, you know, just like, you know, for a younger brother like myself, you know, that's trying to be a mover and a shaker as well. What my friend told me, he's around the same age as me. And he said that you know, he was able to get his money game up in stocks. So he told me that he got like a financial advisor because his dad's like heavy into the stock, and he said that he got a private a financial advisor or whatever, and like 5 years ago he put like I think it was like $2,000 into the stock. I don't know exactly what it was, and now like over a 5 year period he's looking at like, you know, 45, like almost $50,000 on the stock. Now, is that like is that sort of like a good way to go, like at first? Because I know eventually I want to get into real estate, but anyway, but do you think like the stock market game is something that to get into, or you think it should be more start out like, you know?
Man, I don't invest in stocks, man. I just never done it. I'm gonna tell you why I never done it. Well, the first reason I never done it because the people around me, they don't do it, and they got more money than me, and they don't do it. And the other thing is, the further you're away from the money, the more you're at risk of losing it. So you got to go through, you know, the financial advisor, and the financial advisor got to go through another person, and then they're going to put the money in the fund. So that's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, good point.
So the further you're away from the money, I don't care what it is, the further you're away from the money, the more you're at risk of losing it. There's no control. See, if you invest in real estate, it's only you and whatever you invest in. That's it. But if the further you're away from the money, the more you're at risk of losing it all. You don't have no control. So you put your money in, I don't know, 401k, there's no control. I mean, the company might match whatever you put in, whatever, which is cool, but you're not gonna get no big returns out of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see it, man. It's like I just gotta have control in what I'm doing. That's why I started investing in myself years ago, because if I just lost everything, if I just, if I had no more people to talk to, if I didn't know anybody, I could start all over again. I'll be okay because I already have the skills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see it. But as far as financial advisors, I asked a lot of these. My cousin, he's a financial advisor.
Oh, okay.
For Bank of America.
All right.
For Bank of America, right? And I asked people before him, but I always asked them this one question. I said, hey, would you invest money into any of these funds that you promote for Bank of America, or Wells Fargo, or U.S. Bank, whatever bank or firm they work for? Most of them say no.
See, that's what I mean.
So
you're right.
I just never done it. It's never done it. It's kind of like I kind of looked at it like going to the casinos. Kind of. You're just basically betting. You put your money in this fund. They'll tell you, hey, you should diverse your portfolio in the stock market. What for? Why? Why I can't just put all my money in one fund? That's what they're doing with Bitcoin. It's just one fund. You just put it all in there. That's it. And that's with Bitcoin. That's like that's just trading. That's not really investing. With Bitcoin, the more people participate and send money, the more it's going to go up. That's what Bitcoin is. So that's not really investing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, exactly.
It's just like I gotta have control of what I'm doing. It's like, for example, if somebody buy my book, I have control of that. I can go online and see, okay, this person bought at this time, this day. You know what I'm saying? No one can take that away from me. No one can say, hey, I don't like what you're saying, I'm gonna steal your book. No, you're not. I'm gonna take it. You're not, because it's mine. I wrote it myself. It's here. No one can take it away from me. But see, they can take your money on the stock market. They can take your money in Bitcoin. You can't even if you put your money on Bitcoin, you're gonna have a hard time taking it out. If you put your money in the stock market, you're gonna have a hard time taking it out. It's gonna take you 90 days sometimes to take your money out of the stock market. Why is that? Why I gotta wait 60 to 90 days for something that goes in there every month?
And don't forget about the tax either. When you take tax out, they tax the shit out of you in the stock market.
You got fees, taxes, and then they're gonna send you a letter at the end of the year saying, "Hey, don't forget about this. The money you took out." Come on, man.
Oh man, that's
I just don't. That's why I was like, whatever I do. Before I even went to college, because I went to ECPI, right?
Yep.
This was like 2005. I went to ECPI. Before I took one class, I was like, whatever I take is gonna be in like computers, networking, or software, or security, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if you want to go on the hospital side, that's like the, fix X-ray machines or whatever and programming them. So I was like, whatever, regardless of what class I take, regardless of what major I decide, if I don't get the job I want, I have to be able to create my own income. So it's like, I thought about this ahead of time. If I can't get the job that I want for whatever reason, because they can't guarantee that you're gonna get a job, But if it doesn't happen, I have to be able to take care of myself. I never wanted to depend on somebody else or one institution or any of that shit. So that's I always tried to have more than one income. Always. Even if it's, I don't know, a couple dollars a month, a couple $100 a month.
Still better.
Yeah, because shit go up and down. You just never know what's gonna happen. One day you're at your job thinking that everything's cool. The next day they say, hey, we lost a lot of money in the quarter and we got to downsize, and now you out of the door with a pink slip.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, I
just never wanted to get caught up into that, because that happened to me before. One day I'm working for like 2-3 years, and the next day they say, hey, we're laying you off. I'm like, I just never want to get caught up in that.
No, I definitely, and it's good that you have the YouTube channel going and stuff. And I do have a question with that. Like I said, Sharp Game, I'm just I got questions and everything all over here. I'm trying to, but yeah, but you know what I mean. Keep it going. Trying to ask questions maybe other people might want to do asked. So let's I wanted to talk to you about your YouTube channel now. The format that you use now, like I said, everyone has their own style, and I'm gonna say this. There's other other brothers on YouTube that they're talking relationships. They have like O'Shea, Minister Jack, all that stuff. And I've seen all, like I said, because I'm a very observant person, and I went in there and I've looked at their their live feeds and stuff like that. And some of the things that you guys all talk about do tie together. But I gotta say too, I gotta commend you on your delivery, Sharp Game. You see, now in back, you said something. I think it was a couple videos ago. That you were underrated in YouTube, if I'm correct. You were talking about that, and I definitely have to say that you are. Now I know somewhat of like I look at the other brothers on YouTube and sort of what they're doing, and like the way that their delivery isn't as upfront as yours. Like I like your delivery, the way when you're speaking to us, like what I mean. It's just like I like that upfront delivery. Other people's delivery is more cussing, and they have like a little graphic or something like that. Like and what that does is people don't understand when you have a lot of those like little graphics and little things going on. It sort of stems away from like what they're really trying to say, meaning as in like they don't really have too much to say, but that other stuff sort of like distracts you. When if like yourself, you're sitting right in front of us with the mic, looking at the camera, talking to us. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like you're directly talking to us, like to me at least. You know what I mean? Rather than all the other stuff going on that sort of. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, somebody actually told me that my channel was underrated. I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, someone said it. My fault.
I didn't say that. But it might be. I don't know. I don't know a lot of these other guys personally. I haven't chatted with them. I see some of them from time to time because they'll have videos up on my feed or whatever.
Yeah.
But a lot of guys, they don't really have anything. They don't really have much to say. So they have to talk about the next man or the next woman because they don't really have anything to say. Because a lot of guys, a lot of these guys are younger than me.
Yeah.
That's another thing you have to realize. So they don't really have a lot of life experience. A lot of these guys, they're in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
I'm in my 40s.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in your 20s, I mean, how much experience do you really have? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
No,
like
definitely.
a lot of these guys, they haven't traveled the world. You know, I'm not saying that to brag, but they can only talk about what they know or what they experience and what they've seen. So, their delivery has a lot to do with that. That's why they got the crazy graphics going on.
Yeah.
They're pulling up videos and websites.
Yeah, all that stuff. And they even said, Sharp Game, they even said, one of them said that he relates his videos like to the streets. You know what I'm saying? So they sort of really like right there, they're minimizing it. Like he says, a lot of them say we're targeting this kind of audience. Whereas if yourself, you're targeting everyone in general, but they're putting such a label onto it that they're missing out on a lot of other people, if you get what I'm saying, that could, be wanting to view the videos. They're throwing the N-word around every other time. And like I said, I don't mind that stuff, but if you're limiting yourself, because not everybody's going to want to hear that.
Yeah, see, everybody is not in the streets. Everybody's not from the streets. So I don't even talk about that unless somebody asks me a question directly or whatever. And even if they ask me anything that's pertaining to the streets, I was like, yo, it's a loser's game. You can't win long term. So just get out of that as soon as you can. If that's what it is, that's my advice to anybody. But it's easier said than done. But just know that if you're playing that game, the street game, and regardless of what you're doing, you're gonna lose in the end.
Yeah.
But a lot of these guys, like I said, they can only talk about what they know, what they've done, or whatever. And I don't know who they taking advice from as far as how they present themselves. I don't know. I mean, I don't. Maybe this their first channel or first couple videos. I don't know. I don't know I don't know what their intentions behind doing videos. I don't know.
Well, the last thing I just wanted to say on that, just to tie into my whole point, what I was saying was, a lot of you guys got to understand too. Like I said, like the other brothers that are on here, they do, talk about some of the same things Shark Game talks about. But like I said, it's in a whole different demeanor, and I'm not knocking any of that or what anybody does. But my thing is too is that most of those other guys, their videos are being pulled out of YouTube. They're creating like 5 or 6 different accounts because everything's being pulled and flagged because it's so offensive and stuff. I mean, it was all over YouTube. Some of those guys. I mean, and, we come over here to Sharp Game, and his videos aren't being flagged. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting pulled or whatever. And like I said, the delivery. And you guys can check it out for yourself. Shark Game's delivery of itself is, it speaks for itself. Meaning, you don't need all these graphics, banners, all this stuff going on. You know what I mean? Like you just need,
all the fancy stuff. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know women on here that I've met in person. Right? They got all the fancy videos, the graphics flying all over the place, the text flying all over the place. And they got the kids in the video and the boyfriend in the video and the friends in the video. They're at the hotel, they're at the beach, But they have to do that because they don't really have anything to say. You know what I'm saying? So that has a lot to do with it. And in the deliveries, maybe some of the stuff they say is kind of offensive to a lot of people, or some of them just maybe don't make no sense. I mean, why are you even talking like this? Why should we care? They're doing that because they don't really have anything to say. That's what it is, really.
It's true.
It's like a lot of women I know, their whole thing is they have to look cute. They have to keep up their physique. They have to put on makeup, keep the hair done, whatever they do, because they know that's a part of their revenue. if they pick up some weight, they probably ain't gonna get them views no more.
That's it.
So, but me personally, I don't have to do all that because I know how to speak. I know there's a certain group of people out here that want to hear the real. They're tired of hearing the same old watered down advice that you hear on television. They're tired. There's a certain group of people, they want their life to be better. And it's much bigger than just women. It's not a lot of people out here. That's not the majority, unfortunately, but there's a small percentage of people out here, men, mainly, that want their lives to be better, and they're willing to put the work into it to make it happen.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like that's what I say. Whoever you associate yourself with, you know what I mean. That's who you're gonna be. You want to be something successful, you got to hang around people that are, doing good or better than you. Like you say, that's what I try to do now.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
And if you notice, I never talk about another man. Never. Never. I never talk about, now a lot of these other guys, I met them, but I never talk about them in my videos. I never talk about Tariq Nasheed. I never talk about Umar Johnson. I never talk about, who's the other guy? Rosebud. I never talk about these guys. I met some of them in the past, but I don't talk about them in videos. Why? That's like being a woman.
It's true. It's true.
You know what? I mean, I don't. There's some people that come on here. They try to assassinate people's character. I don't do that. I don't say what I think about the other person. I get questions like that all the time. Hey, what do you think about Tariq Nasheed? I'm like, I met him like years ago. He seems to be a nice guy. I mean, he does what he say he's gonna do.
Yeah,
that's all. Well, and people say, "Oh, he's a pimp." No, he ain't no pimp. No, he ain't never been no pimp. No, no. Now he maybe had a lot of women, but he ain't never been no pimp. No, I know pimps, ex pimps. And but no, he ain't never been no pimp. No.
Yeah. And that's good that you don't do that though, Sharp Game. Like you're not. A lot of people, like I said, they're dropping names like crazy in the videos, and it's just good that you stick to the real. And you're giving us that real content, man. I mean, that's like I said, it's helped me a lot, man. I wish I would have knew this advice when I was 2019 instead of 27. But
me too. I wish I knew what I know now back then too. Maybe I would have been well off today. Much more. Maybe I would have been. As a matter, I know I would have been doing much better today if I knew what I knew today back then. No doubt about it.
Yeah. No, it's definitely true. And what's my lie? I got another question for you, Shark Game. As far as coming up with like the
hold up.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, good. So the other question, I think that's like all the questions I have is, so what is your technique as far as coming up with like videos? Do you just like, like to brainstorm about topics and then you sort of like just, you know what I'm saying, pick like the topic today, or is it like just like emails really coming through, or like a little bit of both?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. Yeah, because because I know sometimes like coming up with topics and stuff like that, you could be like, man, what am I gonna? Because I mean, you put out, and that's another thing too, Shargane. You put out a lot of videos, man, and people understand that that is sort of, it's time consuming. You know what I'm saying? And you definitely are constantly putting out videos for us. I mean, a lot, man.
Yeah, it can be time consuming, but in the beginning especially. But sometimes I do it, sometimes I be in my car, sometimes I might be out and about. And I do it, so that makes it easier. And sometimes, most of the time I'm home, but I try to do it, I try to make it convenient for myself.
Yeah.
I try not to I try to make it a part of my day. That way it's not like I don't have to go out of my way, That's the way I do it.
No, I definitely understand what you're saying. I definitely do. Definitely. Oh man. But yeah, I went through all my questions too. So is there anything else you want to talk about, or you?
No, that's it, man. If you're done, I'm done.
I know you probably got some things to take care of as well.
Yeah, probably nowhere. Well, I'm gonna be going downtown probably another 2 hours.
Oh, you going downtown?
Yeah.
That's nice. I'm gonna just relax. I went to the gym. I went to the gym today. I'm probably just gonna relax too. Just take it easy for the rest of the day, man. I like having Monday and Tuesday off though, man. I gotta say. By the time I go back to work, it's like, you know what I mean. It's like weeks like halfway over for me.
So what? So hey, what's in your area? How many people live in your area? Just an estimate.
An estimate in my town, my area of Cranston.
Yeah.
It's not a lot. Maybe like 6,000-7,000, something like that. It's not too crazy. Yeah, where I'm at's not it's not too bad. I'm like 45 minutes from Boston,
You're on that side.
Yeah, and then like 2 hours from New York. So it would take me, probably like 2.5 hours, depending on traffic, to get from Cranston, Rhode Island to like Long Island or something. You know what I mean? So
how's Boston? I never been up there.
Boston, I like Boston, man. But here's the thing: you never want to drive there. It's only good if you want to Uber. Things are expensive. But just to go sightsee and things like that in the city of Boston, that's what you're gonna want to do. If you're gonna live in Boston, you want to live on the outskirts. They got some real nice houses and things out there. It just they're expensive, but they are nice. But Boston's nice. Rhode Island. I can't say like too much bad about Rhode Island, but if you're looking for like stuff to be popping off, stuff to do a lot. You know what I mean? Rhode Island's not really gonna be, you know what I mean? Providence is, that's really, it's fun for a couple hours.
You gotta go to Boston, right?
You gotta go to Boston. Boston is where all the clubs are. There where all the restaurants are. You know what I mean? It's popping out in Boston. And then if you feel like taking that trip,
a lot of Puerto Ricans in Boston, right?
Yeah. In Rhode Island, we got a lot of Cape Verdean and Haitians.
A lot of Haitians up there?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Haitian, a lot of Haitian. There's a lot of Haitians in Boston too, but there's a lot of Haitians in Rhode Island, along with like Africans, Liberian, Nigerian. So it's like a big. That's the thing about Rhode Island. It's a big mixing pot. I will say that there's a lot of different nationalities in Rhode Island.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought Rhode Island was like kind of like Vermont.
Nah, no. Nah.
Hey, but it does get cold up there, though, bro. I heard about it. Wow.
Yeah, it's cold. How cold? What's the temperature down there in North Carolina right now?
It's like 39.
39. Yeah, it was snowing last week. We got like 2 feet of snow.
Oh, hey, they love football up there, right?
Man, you know they love the Pats up here, baby.
Yeah,
they love the Pats.
So where them athletes live at? Where they live at? You know?
And up here, a lot of them they live in like Mansfield. That's Mansfield, Massachusetts. Yeah, it's a really uppity, like rich area. What's his name? I know you heard of him in the news. Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
Played for the Patriots. He lived up in Mansfield. Yeah, right up there in Mansfield.
So what Tom Brady?
So a lot of them live out there. Yeah. But
Tom Brady live at?
Tom Brady, he lives. Where does he live? Where does he live in Connecticut? I know he lives in Connecticut. I forget. I'll have to ask my sister somewhere in Connecticut.
Wait a minute. So wait, how far is that from the stadium? Like, I guess how far is Connecticut from the stadium?
All right, so from where I am to the stadium, that's about like an hour. Like it depends on traffic, but let's say roughly like 45 minutes. 45 minutes to an hour where I could be at the stadium.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah. No, it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
And then, but to be honest with you, Shark Game, I don't know how long I'm gonna stay up here, man. I might once I stay at this place for a little bit, man. I'm gonna probably be trying to go somewhere else, man. I mean, it's real cold, man. I don't think I'm really trying to, I told you I'm from the South, man. Greenville, South Carolina, man. Knoxville, Tennessee. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This is a change, man.
Yeah. From Greenville, it only takes me about I don't know, probably like 45 minutes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Like close to Greenville. Yeah, but there's a different type of cold up there, man. Different type of cold up there.
That's what I'm saying, man. Hey, Sharkin, you've been to Tennessee, right?
No, I never been to Tennessee.
Oh, you never went to Tennessee?
No, I got relatives that live there, like Nashville, Knoxville.
Yep, that's where I live, Knoxville.
Yeah, I got relatives that live in that area, but I never been there. You know, I just never. They're a little older than me. Oh. They're in their 50s.
Oh wow.
They're like my brother's age, so that's why I never. That's probably one reason why I never went.
There ain't nothing really much over there. The most excitement they got over there is Dollywood. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They got Dollywood.
Hey, I mean, people talk about Memphis though. They keep, Memphis it's okay.
I didn't think it was. Yeah. I think I went one time, man. Nah, not really.
It says it's a corrupt city, but it's okay to visit. People been telling me that. I don't know.
What about Florida?
Huh?
What about Florida? Have you been to Florida?
Yeah, I've been to Miami and Fort Lauderdale and Daytona Beach and Jacksonville.
Okay.
So I've been around Florida pretty good. I like Miami. I like Miami's cool. You know, I like people. You know, it's not too fast, not too slow, just right. You know, Miami's cool. I met some pretty cool people in Miami.
Mm.
And one of my friends, he just moved down to Miami about 6 months ago.
Oh, all right.
Just before the hurricane.
Man. Oh man.
Yeah,
No,
Miami's pretty cool. I was impressed the first time I went to Miami. The people are, you know, but Miami is it's a pretty rugged city. It's fucked up.
I never been to Miami.
Yeah, once you leave South Beach, it's not nice out there. Really, it's just
Yeah.
it's gutter. But the people are cool though. That's the thing. You know, so it's kind of like it's just the way Miami is set up. It's a very interesting town. You know, it's just very different. You know, lots of Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Haitians. That's the majority.
Really. Yeah, I know because they got little Hades over there too. I know that. I haven't been to Miami. You know where I went to? Like the only other place I went to outside of the country I went to Jamaica 3 times.
Yeah, I haven't been over there yet.
Yeah. I'm Jamaican, so.
What part of Jamaica you went to?
Kingston.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet. You know, I know a lot of Jamaicans, but I just haven't.
Stay away from those areas, man. If you don't know, if you go there without it, stay away from parts of Kingston, St. Thomas, St. Mark. You don't want to go there.
Yeah, people told me. You gotta know. It's good to know somebody if you go to Kingston. People told me that.
Yeah, especially St. Thomas too, because they'll get you quick. They won't ask any questions.
I don't know. I don't hear nobody talking about St. Thomas. That's like a tourist spot, right?
What, St. Thomas? All right, so you have St. Thomas, those Kingston, and St. Thomas. Those like only certain areas in those spots you're gonna want to go visit. If you just start wandering all over Kingston into St. Thomas, that's like the heart of like the city. That's where all the crime and all that stuff really happens. And you don't want to be there after dark. You know, that's why when they tell us when you go on a cruise, like say a lot of people go to a cruise to Jamaica and stuff, and they say, listen, after this point, we are no longer liable for your safety. That's it. So go at your own risk. Once you get out of the resort and you start going all over,
yeah, they always say that. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, but I know people. I know a couple guys. They left anyway. They left the resort.
Hey.
They had no problems though. They said they had no problem.
Yeah, it's not everywhere. It's just, you just gotta know. You just gotta know what's really going on around you, and just don't be like, you know. One of the ways that they'll get you over there is like if you walk in, they'll be like, you know, I'll give you a ride. Like they'll have a little car, it's like a taxi or whatever. And what they'll do is they'll tell you to get in, and then you know if you're like, oh, okay, taxi. Then they don't bring you where you think you're gonna bring you. They bring you around over here, around these roundy roads, and there'll be like 3 guys standing up there, and they're gonna come down, and they'll be like, "Oh, America, you know, whatever." And then they come over and they rob you, and that's it. That's how That's how they do it. That's one of the ways they do it over there, man. It's crazy. Yeah. That's how they get a lot of tourists because they expect like, oh, taxi. Oh, I'll take you here, and then they rob them, take their passports, all the money and stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty slick. Because you know, other countries they got the different kind of taxis. It's not just cars. So yeah, I can see how that can happen. You know.
Yep.
I can see how that can happen. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, Shark Game, man. Anytime, you know what I'm saying? you're available, whatever, I'm more than happy to jump on here and just chop it up with you or whatever. And it was I can't even tell you how much I appreciate you doing this, man. I wanted to do this for so long, but I was like, you know what? I kept telling myself like he's not gonna answer my email. He's not gonna want a video chat. I was like, man, I'll just keep watching the videos. And then one day I was like, you know what, man? I'm gonna try.
You never know until you try. Sometimes you just gotta try.
That's true, man.
Sometimes you just gotta try, man. That's been my experience. You just never know. Just never know, man. But all right, man. Take it easy, bro. It's been nice.
All right, man. Thank you for everything, man.
All right,
appreciate you. All right.